Hello, hello, hello. Today is Sunday and I'm back for my love stream. Not my love stream, my love stream to you. Um, so there's a bit of a disclaimer here. I'm feeling nervous because I'm going to talk a little bit about energy and internal frequency and how we are like tuning forks to other people. And the topic of conversation that I wanted to start with was inspired by David participating in a race called Spartan. He just completed a thing called the Beast, and from what I've seen, it is a beast, and I'm very proud of him, a little perplexed, but then again, I ran a marathon. Technically, it wasn't running, but it was completed. So anyway, I was curious about what pulled him towards this race, and I haven't had this conversation with him yet. I'm sure that we will. And then I started reading a book that just came in, that addiction that I have called Amazon Prime. And I flipped to a page and it answered my question. Fascinating, isn't it? So what seems to have happened, and according to this book, it agrees with me. Don't you love it? This book is called Leap of Perception, and that's written backwards by Penny Pierce. So I'm fascinated by her most recent book, which is called Transparency, and have just started diving into these, like barely. Honestly, my awareness of what people call energy, my actual understanding of it just began a year ago in my work with horses on Martha Beck's ranch when we completed our master coach training. Before that, I was very confused by it. I actually wanted to understand what people meant when they said, you have beautiful energy, or you have gorgeous energy, or your energy. When they would describe that to me, it would just sort of leave me scratching my head like, what does that mean? The meaning that I've made of it so far, a year into it, is that our intuitive selves, the selves that is not logical or reasoning, the whole body senses, like the common sense piece of it is that it is when everything is connected together, sensing another person at their deeper level, not what they look like, not who they say they are, or what they're doing, but actually who they are in their being. We have a radiance of about 8 feet, and people can feel that when they're near you. I actually was looking at old journals, because I'm very reflective, old journals. And one of my nephews said to me when he was about 4 or 5, and I wrote it down, he said, "You're different because you're brighter." And my hunch is that he sensed that energy feeling that people say when they say your energy feels good, it feels different to them than maybe the frequency they are in the moment. I don't know. I'm still figuring this out. So back to the point. The point was I was curious about what drew David to this race. And my hunch was, before I read this book, that he was drawn towards a community, a group that was forming that coincided with his own internal values. So in the past, my belief is that we gravitated towards things, or maybe this is levels of being, levels of living. I'm not quite sure. This is how it's coming to me right now. I'm going to say this. I think that we go through 3 distinct stages in our life. The first stage is the stage that where you tune into the outer world, you fit into that outer world, and you achieve your things in that outer world, your degrees, your accomplishments, your profession, the things, the toys, the outer perception of what you believe needs to happen. And then something happens, whether it's traumatic or not, it's up to you, or maybe it's not up to you. But something creates a significant shift inside of you that then turns your awareness from the outside to my beautiful podcast that says, this is what's happening to you. You're turning inward. You're now beginning that internal exploration, that search, that deep, deep search inside yourself. So that's the second stage. And I sense that I am at the edge of that stage. And now what's happening, and this is the third phase. I don't know what happens after that because I haven't got there or read about it yet or been tuned into it. But that third stage of living is when you mix the outer and the inner together into your own unique leadership, your own unique voice, your own unique way that you live, become, and serve in this world. So I'm on the edge of that. I've just gotten my footing into it. 4 years into talking about love being human, I'm feeling this beautiful mix of what the outer world says, what my inner world tells me, and what I'm going to give through my hands to this world in service. So anyway, so going back to the group thing, David retired from 20 years in the military, and in the military, they do have an occupation, they have a skill, they have a talent, but the deeper sense of it is they are brothers and sisters who help each other. And that's what I saw that was distinct about this thing called a Spartan race. They go together mostly in teams, but even when you're not part of a team, the stories that I heard from David, you'll help each other through the challenges. How beautiful is that? And what I heard, because I stood at the finish line for a few hours, what I heard and what I saw were examples of, I couldn't have done this without your help. No one there seemed to be individualistic, which was interesting. So that's where I'm going with this. I thought, why was David drawn to this? Maybe this is why. And then I sensed that it's part of what gives people in the military that deep sense of connection, that anchoring of I belong in this community. Not just I'm trying to fit in. There's literally a squirrel on my tree, so I'm not being distracted. I am looking at the squirrel leave. So this book, I opened the book to this page, and it says how groups, organizations, and collectives are transforming. And on one column, it has the old perception, which is gathering together by I do. Way back in the day in Richmond, Virginia, I was part of an organization called the Career Development Association. I think I was the vice president. I might be a liar. Chrissy, if you see this, I know you were the president. But the Virginia Career Development Association, we were all professionals in career development worlds ago. I was a part of an organization called the Virginia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, part of the executive board, and I was obviously there because I'm Hispanic and I was in Virginia. These are things that I did, I do, I am. So I do. So the new perception, this being oriented versus doing oriented, is I am fill in the blank. I am service. I am here to create. I'm here to share. I'm here to enjoy. So that's really beautiful. I am going to pop up a picture and a reference to this book so that you can see the differences in how Penny Pierce is describing organizations before and organizations now in this. And I agree with her. We're forming. We're tuning into our community. And at some point, I will reflect back to you the beautiful learning and experience that I've had, at Blue Star Ranch. If you haven't listened and watched the video that I recorded a couple of days ago, then tune into that and you'll just see a peek into the beauty that is that. I have been blabbering for almost 10 minutes, so I will leave you because the Cowboys have started and I'm late. See you next Sunday.